Welcome back to my Desert Only Ironman series. This is going to be episode number 2. I made a lot of progress in this video compared to the last video. I know my last video, if you did see it, a lot of my leveling was done in levels 1 through 20. There wasn't really anything above that. This level does go a little bit higher than that just because I do get better supplies and better training methods as well. So what I started off doing was just some mining and smithing, and then I also did some fishing and cooking. I got all the way up to about doing iron bars and then made iron knives for that for range. Because my range level is still level 1, I started to use the short bow and the bronze arrows to get my range level up. I haven't used the iron knives yet, but I do hope to use those soon, hopefully for some upcoming quests that I need to do, like the feud, where I can safe spot some of the higher level NPCs. So after I do all my iron ore, I got about 170 iron ores and then made those into bars. I ended up getting a lot of iron bars as well. Oh, I'm sorry, I think I got 170 iron bars, and then I got about 300 iron ore that I did smith into that, and that's about what I ended up with, a little over 50% of those. I ended up getting my fishing to about level 20, and then I cooked all the shrimp and anchovies to get up to level 25 cooking. Cooking is not really necessary in this series just because there's really not a lot of things I can cook. If I can somehow get ingredients some way, then that might be a way to do it, but as far as I'm concerned, the most fishing I can do is really just the shrimp, anchovies, and then if I do get a fishing rod, which I'll get later in this episode, I can fish a little bit higher level things such as sardines and things like that, and herrings, but other than that, it's not really useful to be fishing just because that's the only fishing spot right next to the bank. I decided to get my combat stats up to 30, 30, and 30, just because I did plan on doing the tourist trap quest this episode, and I did want to melee him instead of having to range them and try and safe spot that, because I know sometimes it is difficult to find a safe spot at that area. So I just wanted to do 30, 30, 30 for attack, strength, and defense. I believe I left off last episode with 30 strength and then 25 attack and 25 defense. I did get some random events, so you'll see those kind of scattered through here as well. I ended up getting toad flax from one of my very first random events, so that was always good. And then I also got a XP book and an XP lamp that I put on Hunter, so I ended up getting 25 Hunter experience. I still have a long way to go to get to level 5 Hunter. But once I finished doing all my 30, 30, 30, I did a couple quests. The first quest that I ended up doing was Gertrude's Cat, just because I do need the cat for a later on quest in the desert to open up the Pyramid Plunder minigame as well. So I did need to do that. That got my cooking level up to level 26. And then after Gertrude's Cat, I did Prince Ali Rescue, and that's going to just open up some further questing as well. And then also it is 700 coins, which is a lot for right now in my playthrough right now. But anyways, after that I did the tourist trap, which was my main quest I wanted to do this episode, just because all you have to do is just kill a level 49 enemy, I believe. And as long as I finished him off with barely any food left, and when you finish that you get 2 XP lamps that you can use in 4 different skills, which would be fletching, agility, thieving, and I want to say the other one was fletching, agility, thieving, smithing. But I ended up using all of the XP in agility. You need to use at least one of the lamps in agility just because it gets you to level 20. And that'll allow you to use the Alcarid rooftop course. But I ended up using both of those in agility just because I knew I could get the XP faster in fletching or smithing later on. But I decided that I didn't really want to go around the agility course too many times before opening up the agility pyramid, which is where I got all of my money for this episode. And that's where I really started making some progress on the account, by earning money through the agility pyramid. For those of you who aren't aware, if you do the agility pyramid, it takes level 30 agility, and once you get to the top of that, you will then get a little pyramid that you trade in for 10,000 gold. So I ended up doing that about a total of 11 or 12 times just so I can get some money to buy some rune armor and then also some dragon hide at the armor shop in Narda. The shop there, it's a little expensive, but it is the only place I can get that kind of armor. So I ended up getting rune plate, rune plate legs and a rune chain body, as well as the green d'hide legs and the green d'hide van braces. So with that, I ended up needing to get 40 defense. So after I finish up my agility pyramid runs, which you'll see here, it's just me cashing in a lot of those little pyramids. And then while this video is winding down, I did want to go through a couple different things. First off, in case you weren't aware of what this whole series is about, my plan is to do the Calphite Queen 50 times by using just an Ironman that is restricted to the desert only areas, with a couple different exceptions, such as a few quests like you saw earlier in this episode. And then also, there's one other kind of exception that I make is for clue scrolls. Any clue scrolls that I do get, I can use. I can do them as long as the very first step is in the desert. So if the first step of the clue is done in the desert, then I can complete the entire clue no matter where it takes me, as long as I have all of the requirements to do it. So I can't go somewhere and pick up a new item if it's not in the desert. But if it's, say, dig somewhere else in like Valador or something, I can do that as long as the very first step is done in the desert. Now this won't open me up to finishing a lot of the clues, but it opens me up to at least give me a chance at finishing them. If I stuck to only using desert clues, the chances are very slim that I would complete one, and I did want to have that option as well. But ultimately, I ended up getting my rune armor, but I did only have 30 defense, so I had to go back to the Alcarid warriors and just kind of farm them until level 40 defense. I didn't even train attack or strength. I just went from 30 defense to 40 defense and kept my attack and strength at 30. I just wanted to get the rune armor for this episode, and then what my goal is for the next episode is to go to the Calphite soldiers and kill them with my rune armor. Hopefully I'll be able to tank them a little bit longer than I can with my iron armor that I have now and my steel kite shield. But anyways, here I just got my 40 defense, and I'm going to head to the bank and get my rune armor. You can just see a couple herbs that I have there. I'm closing in on level 5, so I can almost clean my Marentails to get my first potions I can start doing, which is the anti-poison potions. But here is my armor now. My next goal for this is to kill the Calphite soldiers, and then after that I want to move on to the feud quest so I can open up the rune shop by Ali Morsane. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you haven't seen the first episode, go ahead and check that out. I hope to have an episode up every couple days to a week. I know this one's about a week from the last one, but I hope to be getting more playtime in now that I'm a little further in the account. Again, thanks for watching, and hit that like button.